Welcome back to Uprising. I'm Sonali Kohatkar. You can now watch Uprising online at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/uprising with Sonali. Please do subscribe. A major trial is underway in a federal courtroom in Virginia that, at its heart, is tackling issues of CIA interference in other countries, but also the Espionage Act and the sanctity of journalists' secret sources. Former CIA operative Jeffrey Sterling is on trial for several violations of the Espionage Act that involves revelations of a bizarre secret operation called Project Merlin. Merlin is the code name for a Russian man who was hired by the CIA to deliver flawed plans for nuclear weapons to the Iranian government. Mr. Sterling, who was fired from the CIA for alleging racial discrimination, is being cast as a disgruntled former employee who leaked information about Project Merlin to the press, in particular allegedly to New York Times reporter James Risen. In the course of the public trial, former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice testified that the Bush administration was well aware of the program and even admitted talking New York Times editor Jill Abramson out of publishing a story on the program. Several CIA operatives have also testified, some of them from behind large walls erected to protect their identity. Risen, who was facing possible prison time for refusing to reveal his source, has since been relieved of his obligation to testify after the Defense Department dropped its pursuit of him. My guest is Kevin Gosztola. He's a writer and documentary filmmaker whose blog, The Dissenter, can be found at Firedog Lake. He's been closely following the trial of Jeffrey Sterling. Welcome to Uprising, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.
Well, can you explain the backstory of Jeffrey Sterling here? He filed a racial discrimination suit against the CIA. He's African American. And because exploring that suit would have revealed classified information, the case was dropped and he was essentially let go?
Yeah, that's correct. So the story that the prosecutors are trying to sell to a jury is that this African American case officer, which is actually pretty rare at the CIA, was upset and angry at the CIA, made a claim, a racial claim against the agency, and actually now CIA Director John Brennan had a position at the CIA and had some role in rejecting that claim. The Jeffrey Sterling then filed a lawsuit. The government, as they have done to make it impossible for victims of civil rights violations to bring cases, went ahead and invoked the state secrets privilege, essentially, and that had the case tossed out. As time progressed, apparently, Sterling was having meetings with Senate staffers about Merlin, about this operation, the botched operation that the CIA had in Iran. And then the government wants to say that he contacted James Risen and provided information to him about the operation as a sort of revenge for the dismissal of the racial claim.